I want to tell you, I'm going to tell some stories because I love doing it. I'm going to tell you a story about a ghost that I saw. Now, I don't believe in ghosts either, but this is what happened to me. Picture this. First of all, this is going to be rough. Picture me 40 years old. I know. Today's my birthday, 74 years old. Holy crap.
Happy birthday, Dad.
But I was working back in, well, whenever, probably the 80s. I was a carpenter, contractor type of, one of these guys that just flops around. Anyway, I got a job working for Hy Tomlinson up the road. Now, a lot of you people won't know who Hy Tomlinson was because he died a long time ago, but he was a really colorful local character and really nice, well-liked guy. Anyway, just lived up the road a couple miles, and he wanted me to build a shed for him on the back of his barn. It was it wasn't really, well, it was a barn, but there was like a drive-through between the house and the barn. That was like a garage in there, I guess. Anyway, on the back of that, he wanted a sloped shed that he could put stuff in. And it wasn't a complicated thing, but, it took some material and time and labor. But, so I was working there one day, and, just kind of marking boards for length to go up on the, cut it off and put it out and nail it up on the building. The siding, I was doing siding. And I was standing there working away, not paying too much attention, and pictured behind me is this kind of a breezeway, place where you can park a garage, but there was a lot of junk. It wasn't empty, but it just pictured kind of dark in there. And I'm working away there, and I get this feeling that somebody's watching me. Well, it happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you, but it happens to me. I'll get this feeling that somebody's watching me, or something's going on, or I should pay attention and not just ignore it. So I felt like somebody was watching me. So
okay.
They weren't calling me though. Hang on. So anyway, we got interrupted with a phone call here, but as I was saying, I had this feeling that somebody was watching me, and I've always learned that, when you get those feelings, to do something. You don't have to do much, but just react to it a little bit. So I was sawing away there. Literally, I had strong enough feeling so that I literally put my saw down and turned around and looked where I felt this coming from. And right there was standing an old guy about that tall, an old farmer in a slouchy hat and a really long dark coat, and just baggy clothing. Could have been from 100 years ago, easy. So, but just as soon as I saw him, of course, he was gone. But it was etched right in my brain. I can still see it. I got to thinking, I said, well, maybe I better ask Hy and Nellie. Hy Tomlinson and Nellie, I can't remember, I don't know what her name was, but she was a character too. But anyway, I went in and asked them, I said, did you know that this place was haunted? And they snapped to attention. It wasn't like that was hard to believe to them, and they just had a lot of questions about, what he looked like and all that stuff. And I said, well, I described him the best I could, and they started bantering names around, and I don't know. Of course, the people they were talking about, they were a lot older than I was, so they were talking about people I'd never met. I didn't know, but they were older people. I know Tom Fellows was raised, and I kind of thought, well, I have seen a picture of him, and he fit the description, but I don't know what the hell he'd have been doing down there. But anyway, if something like that happens to you in your life, it just doesn't go out of your mind. It just stays with you. And it's not like something that was forced on me or I tried to make happen. It just happened, and I'm not the type that goes around thinking there's a lot of ghosts behind every tree. But that one thing stuck in my mind, and that's the only time anything like that's ever happened to me. And I hope it happens to you someday.